right. Welcome to Midwest Married, you guys. We are so happy you're here hanging out with us. We have one of our really good friends, Nate, who has graciously agreed to come and chat about, honestly, I'm not even quite sure what tonight. Boys' night topics, I think. Matt pulled these stories, so I'm kind of scared, to be honest. I'm a little scared.
As you should
to be at boys' night.
As you should be.
Yes. So I think we have a nice little array of some fun topics. We will see how that goes. I'm your host, Amy.
And I'm Matt.
I forget to introduce ourselves every time, but eventually I remember.
And I'm Nate.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're good.
Excited to be here.
Okay, so before we dive in, though, the people need to hear, how did golf go? Because that was a little bit of that was a cliffhanger from our last episode. You were gearing up to go to golf with this beautiful human and another friend who you may or may not have had a little bit of a tiff with the night before.
Nate was not the individual that I unloaded on. He
was there to witness it.
He was a witness
Present.
for that murder scene, but it turned out good. I walked in and I picked that individual up for golf, actually, and first thing I got was a big old bear hug and an apology. So sometimes you just need to let it out, and it's going to be all right. If they're your true friend, as we talked about, they'll come around. And if they're not a true friend, then it's just time to walk away. But
you let it out, and then you hug it out.
There you go.
It was perfect.
You should put that on a bumper sticker, a t-shirt. Let it out and hug it out.
That was good. So I picked these topics. They're centered around boys trip,
just boys in general.
Silliness, I take it.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So,
all right.
It'll be fun.
I'm a little scared, but here we go. I'm going to read the first one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife she's not entitled to my gambling winnings and to find a side hustle if she wants more spending money for herself? My wife, 32 female, and I, 33 male, have been together for 5 years, married for 3. I make $150K and my wife makes $50K. We're not super rich for the city we live in, but we're able to lead a comfortable lifestyle well within our means. Since we don't have kids yet, we are able to spend more on ourselves, and each of us gets $500 of fun money every month to do with as we please. My wife likes to use her money to buy clothes for herself or to go out for brunches with her girlfriends. My hobbies are all over the place. I do something for a while, but then get bored of it quickly, so I stop. I need something that gives me a thrill, so that I get that rush of dopamine. So I decided to pick up gambling.
Okay. One does not simply pick up gambling.
I guess he did.
Either you have it or you don't.
Okay, hold on.
Carry on.
There's a casino about 20 minutes on foot from where we live, so every Saturday I go there to gamble $100. I only take the $100 and leave my wallet at home so that I'm not tempted to spend any of our joint money in case I lose. For the most part, I break even or lose some money. My wife hates that I gamble because she thinks I'll go down a, quote, destructive path. But I honestly love it and do it anyway because that's what makes me happy, much to her annoyance. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I got lucky and ended up making $1,000. I was obviously super delighted since I never won that much before in my life. I decided to buy a PS5 and a few games since I never owned a gaming console. When my wife found out I bought all this stuff, she asked me how I was able to spend so much since all of it cost around $700 to $800. I told her about my winnings. She got upset and said I should have given her half of it. I told her I got this money from my share of the fun money, so it's my choice to do what I want with it. She said, only the original $500 is mine. The $1,000 is an income and should be shared between us. I disagreed because I don't claim 50% of her possessions when she goes out shopping. She called me selfish for only thinking about myself. She wants to go on a girls' trip and this extra money would have helped her afford it. I told her what I do with my money is my business, and if she wants more spending money, she can figure out a side hustle instead of using me like an ATM. She complained about me to her friends, and they're all calling me a financial abuser for, quote, stealing what is rightfully hers. I think they're all being entitled assholes, but I would appreciate some unbiased perspective into my situation. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely not.
Tell me more.
You would be entitled to some or half if you were at the table with me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So if we went and
A
gambled,
little sweat equity, as you call it.
if we went and gambled together,
I'm not married to you.
but if we were,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm with you. Not 1% are you the asshole. You guys are making an income. You've both divvied up based on how much you make. You each take $500. Was it a week or a month?
A month.
Yeah.
$500 a month. It's your $500. You're able to go and do whatever the hell you want with it. She wants to go on a girls trip. Save your pennies, right? And don't go shopping. Don't go and buy the clothes. Don't go out and go to lunch with your girlies or whatever it's going to be. Put your money away. If I take $100 and I lose it on one Saturday, then I take another $100 and I lose that $100, but I win, $700 the next time, I'm right where I started. Like,
Right.
Trash.
Boy math.
Why?
Well, in that specific instance, the $200, and then you won the $700.
Okay, so
you said, I'm right where I started. You're ahead.
Okay, so your total money, like you won some money and now you're back up to whatever. I don't know. Yeah, boy math. That was wrong. But you see where I was going with this. I don't care if you won $10,000. That's a win. It's just fun money. He should be able to spend it on whatever he wants then. Now, if it was 10 grand, would it be nice for him to, hey, you wanted to go on that girls trip. Hey, I got super lucky. I love you. I care about you. Here, go on your trip to the Bahamas or wherever you want to go.
Okay, so that brings a question up. Okay, $1,000, it's like, it's a lot of money, right? But it's not the end all be all. You're not paying off any student loans or anything with $1,000, right? But what if it were a larger amount? Like, is there a monetary threshold then that money should go to the family versus and be both of your money versus just yours? Hey, I won $500,000. It's all for me. And you get $500 a month still for your fun, but I get $500,000.
The threshold is $1 million.
What?
Not really. No.
Okay. But there is a threshold.
Yeah. And you would have to obviously discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say, I would say over $1,000. Because you know what I mean? That's only 200% of your monthly fun money, right?
I think, all right, I'm going to play the devil's advocate a little bit here. He bought a PlayStation. So like if it's under $1,000, he bought a PlayStation. Great. Whatever. So he's going to pick up video gaming now instead of maybe going gambling on a Saturday. I don't know if that's much better, but whatever. So let's say you won $2,000 and he was like, gosh, I've really been wanting to get into mountain biking. Now I can.
2,000 not enough.
Okay.
Exactly. 2,000
So let's find that
enough.
threshold.
So he's going to go and invest in something that is like fun. He can, go and do another activity besides gambling or video gaming, right? So he's investing what? $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
For a mountain bike. Let's say he was being modest and he got a nice $1,500 bike and helmet and maybe some
Socks.
gear, shoes.
Definitely socks. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Is he entitled to give some to his wife then? If he's investing into something that I deem worthwhile. His wife might think that's fucking bullshit, but should she get a side hustle?
Well, if your hobby is only spending money, obviously you're not getting any return. His hobby has an opportunity to return,
It's
right?
his side hustle.
So it's technically a side hustle. So
Okay.
So
it's a terrible side hustle. Don't do that.
Don't become gamblers. Risky. However,
Do it.
I actually agree with you guys. And here's why I agree is because they have this predetermined, agreed upon amount of money that they have both budgeted for themselves. And they've agreed that whatever you want to do with that money is your prerogative. It's your hobbies. You should be able to use it to enjoy life. And the rest of their money goes towards taking care of the bills and the, life expenditures or the mutually agreed upon things, right? Mm-hmm. So because they have that agreement, I think that he, in this case, probably should be able to keep his money, because also a little bit of where does that thrill come from? The possibility of making money and the possibility of losing it, right? And so she's not going to volunteer her fun money, right, for him to go off and gamble, for that potential risk.
That's a good.
If you had $1,000 bankroll instead of $100.
Nate and I recently went to the casino for Nate's birthday, which is why I picked this story.
It was a great time.
We all doubled our money.
We doubled and walked.
We walked out of there.
It's great.
And some of us walked. One of us had to be dragged.
I don't know who that was. And it was an unfortunate situation.
I heard rumors that it
Whoever
might have
they
been.
are should feel, silly that their friends had to drag them out of there. But,
Might have been someone who was celebrating something.
And then, there's those things called pull tabs.
Hoofty. I will tell you
And
that
we got whooped.
it's the devil's paper right there.
I have never won gambling ever. I am the most unlucky person I think you'll ever meet. Don't take me there.
With that attitude, you will never win.
Absolutely. No, I'm scared. I bring my $20 wherever I'm going and I'm like shaking and I'm like, I won't risk more than that. It's $20. That's my hard earned money. I'm basically just giving it away for the entertainment. I know I'm going to lose. And so, yes, maybe it's that attitude that I'm bringing to it, but it's just not for me. It makes me anxious.
What do they call that? Is that manifest destiny or something?
Manifesting it? Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're manifesting your destiny.
You're manifesting loss. Big old L.
That's why casinos love me.
Yeah.
My problem is
Because I'm a realist. I know I don't. I don't go.
I get bored. I start winning. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to be done with this. And I put everything on one bet and then I lose. And I was should have walked away.
The
thrill of winning when you
pushing that out.
Whoo!
Like full send, roll the dice, blackjack, free bet, double, like
yeah,
jeez.
I don't even know what these words mean.
I don't either, but it was awesome.
we had a great time. We have had bad times at the casino as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But how did they say how old they
yes.
were?
Early 30s.
Early 30s.
Yes.
And they're bitching about
32
this.
and 33.
Video gaming is a weird thing to pick up in your 30s if you've never owned a gaming console before.
Well, like he said, he decided to go gambling.
Also,
That's
not
not a
interesting.
thing.
They need some hobbies.
Yeah.
And then
Like
her
Sounds like
or
he
something?
has a bunch of hobbies, though. He said he has a
He's
whole bunch,
clearly
and
got
he goes
ADHD.
from 1 to 2.
He's neurodivergent for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So
and the wife's friends. I'm out. Like
yeah.
that group.
They probably are
Bitches.
just ultimately loyal, though, and they're like, "Ooh, yeah, you're offended by this. We'll be offended by this with you."
It's $1,000. Again, $1,000 is a lot of money, but my gosh, people. I don't know.
Do you want to hear what the
Let's
what the world thought? The
come on,
overall,
gang. Let's go to the comment section.
The overall vote was not the asshole. Top comment, you're not the asshole, but this is a terrible way for you both to behave in a marriage. Do you even like each other? Why? Why is she bitching to her friends about you and going on girls' trips? Excuse me. I have beef with that comment because girls' trips are very healthy and they actually are very good for my marriage.
Yeah, so. I disagree with that line as well.
Yeah.
Like, everybody should be entitled to their personal trips.
Right.
Like, that's good.
Right. Okay.
So fuck that guy. Or person.
Why did you win $1,000 and not even take your wife on a date or away for the weekend? Why does it matter who earns what for the context of this story?
We need more. Who says he didn't?
I guess that's also true.
He still has $300 left.
Yes, he very well could have.
He probably was planning on doing a nice romantic dinner with his wife, and she blew it.
And then she bitched about it. Done fucked up, AA, Ron.
You know, we don't know. We don't know that. We don't know that. OP responded to this comment. I have a feeling there's going to be so many references that I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay.
It's Key and Peele. It's awesome.
Here we go. OP responded to this comment and he said, I know things seem bad from this situation, but honestly, things are pretty good for us. We get along well and have had no real conflicts before this. As for why I felt the need to spend all the money on myself, I usually have quite a bit of money left over since I don't lose all $500 gambling every month. I make some money back sometimes, so overall I have about $150 to $200. That money is spent on our date since she usually blows through her $500 every month. Another comment, everybody sucks here. Obviously, you're not a financial abuser, but you guys sound like a couple of particularly petty teenagers. Frankly,
that's why I asked how old they were.
Yeah.
This is like early 20s shit here.
Frankly, the whole post came off as money grubbing. You're married. If one of you needs a little more, it's okay for the other to provide it. I can't imagine my father finding $100 and claiming it as his own because he found it. You won $1,000. You spent $800. Why not share the remaining $200 with your wife to help pay for her girls' trip? Yep. That was another thing that was going through my mind. Like, this is weird that it's so separate that there's no world that Matt would tell me that, oh, you can't like take the money and go on a girls' trip.
What are they doing with all their extra money? Like beyond the fun money. So they're pulling in roughly $200,000. Mm-hmm. So $100,000 a piece.
But he did say it wasn't a lot for where they're residing. So
sure. So they live
high cost of living.
San Francisco. I'm just throwing it out there. Still $200,000. I get it. But you should be able to be like, you want to go on a girls' trip? All right, let's, beyond our fun money, let's take some of let's cut back. Let's not go on that date, or let's not buy, I don't know, something extravagant.
Let's make it happen.
Let's skip coffees. No more Starbucks, all right? You're going to get rich if you cut the $5 Starbucks out.
The avocado toast, and you'll be a billionaire.
There you go. See, nailed it. You knew where I was going with that.
100%.
Yeah. So no more avocado toast, no more fancy coffees, and you're good.
I feel like you could...
They're joking, by the way.
Jokes, people.
No, seriously, cut out the avocado toast.
Okay, OP is very responsive on the comment section,
which is surprising.
So here we go. He responded by saying, I didn't include this in my post, but my wife gets, quote, value over and beyond the $500. I don't lose all of my $500 every month. Sometimes I win some back. So for the most part, I have about $150 left over. That money is usually used for a date night. Or if she wants cash, since she doesn't have enough to hang out with her friends since she's blown through her $500. So he's on the regular already giving her extra, and seems like that's not a big deal for him.
We could go down a lot of rabbit holes.
Yeah, this is getting more like towards the like, ooh, yeah, you guys got to figure out this financial relationship that you have between yourselves.
And set the boundaries, or just make it a free-for-all. Get a joint account and just let her rip.
I'm the saver in the relationship. Matt's typically the spender in the relationship. And
what are you?
Why do you laugh at that? Definitely the spender. Yes.
Yeah. But I could totally make money at the casino like this guy does.
Yeah.
But for we have worked it out in our own really like I don't know,
Whatever
in our own
works
ways.
for you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Whatever works for us. So I know that Matt's a big spender. And so we've like come to terms with things that are acceptable and not. And so you just got to like have more of those conversations and figure it out more for yourself so you can be more of a team on this front and less separate.
So how would you feel if both of you had a $500 allowance and she kept blowing through it? How would you feel?
Well, I mean, you'd have to stick to the $500 allowance because I'm a spender and I'm going to blow it.
Okay, if you were not.
Yes, correct. I would not be happy. You've agreed to this number, right?
Yeah. So you wouldn't be happy if this was the repercussions that you were receiving after winning $1,000 or whatever it was.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. I'm not happy with this lady.
I feel like you'd be the same way if you were...
You and Cassie, have you guys talked finances? You got it all figured out? This is...
Yeah, totally. No.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So
we'd be on the same page with this as well. So.
Yeah.
Kind of too. Like if you put the shoe on the other foot, like what if his thing was gambling and he gambled more than what was agreed upon in the budget and she was fronting him the money from her play money? That feels even worse.
Then you have a problem.
Yes.
And you should probably stay out of the casino.
Yes.
But
probably should just video game.
He hasn't gone down the destructive.
He hasn't.
He just has not picked up gambling.
Now he can spend his fun money on Fortnite skins and downloadable content. Yeah,
it's a freemium game.
Here's a comment. You guys sound like you really love and prioritize each other and are going to make this work. If you can manage to make it through the financial hardships of living on a $200,000 combined income. Everybody sucks here. That was their vote.
They're bound for divorce. Just my call. There was a few red flags in there, especially when the friends got involved, but
I don't think so. I think they'll make it if everything else is smooth, if everything else is good, they can figure it out.
I mean, like it sounds like there's strong influence from her friends. I'm just observation.
I think it all depends on how they go, how they proceed, because sometimes your friends just have your back no matter what, because they're your friends.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. And so if her friends just unwittingly have her back no matter what, but then when she decides, you know what, friends, we worked it out, we're doing better now, like I was a little silly because really it's not that big a deal. I'm happy that he was able to buy his video game console. We decided on a threshold of money that if he were to win $10,000, that would be joint, but like anything up to like $2,000 or whatever. So, and then the friends are like, oh, I'm so happy you guys worked it out. Great. Because then her friends just have her back no matter what. Then I think that's fine.
I'm going to ask this question for you. And I agree with everything you just said. I actually brought this up in the car and you're going to know where we fall, because we're degenerates, and maybe it even becomes a poll.
Yes.
If right now I were to give you $1 million in my hand right here. Here's $1 million. Or I had a coin and I said, if you flip tails, I'll give you $1 billion. But if you flip the coin, the million's out. You have an option. Take $1 million.
Billion.
$1 million guaranteed, or flip a coin for $1 billion. What are you doing?
I'd probably take the $1 million. Risky. It's risk.
It
always lands on heads.
Billion.
B with a B.
I know, but then $1 million is quite a bit. It's like enough to make a huge difference in our lives. I don't need to be super rich. Like what's the fun in that?
$1 million doesn't go as far as it used to go. And $1 billion
pay off our house and our student loans and then just let us live on our actual income without debt.
But it'd be way cooler to live on an island.
All right. That's a good poll. What are you doing? Are you flipping the coin or are you taking the guaranteed money? Very interesting topic. I think it says a lot about your personality as an individual.
You would flip the coin. So I would take the money and run.
That is the best odds ever for $1 billion? Because you can pull up a statistic. Like, what are the odds of becoming a billionaire?
Yeah,
maybe for you, but for me, I always lose.
$1 million is great. At the end of the day, it does pay off the house. It pays off all the student loans and car loans.
Sets you up to have investments. You're still
and
working.
You're moving forward.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like Nate said, living on an island, pretty cool. Private jet.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you
Private
wanted.
everything.
And I don't even know if I'd want a private jet, to be honest, but
you
the
could.
carbon emissions.
But you could. You could.
I don't know. I don't think I would want that, to be honest.
Oh, I don't want $1 billion.
Kind of don't. You hear about all those people who win the lottery,
We-
and then their life is ruined because
That's
everybody
because it's
does
not $1 billion.
because everybody does drugs
Too close.
and ruins
Too
it.
loud. We are going to get roasted. People are going to roast us on this episode.
Because they don't want $1 billion?
I don't know. I think a lot of people would like. I think I'd probably be in the minority on that.
Another poll, but here we go.
Okay, you want to move
I would
on?
have to. Yeah, we can move on. But I would say I'm gonna put a prediction
Matt,
out there.
Read
what
it.
is this next
That
story?
it's gonna be a fairly good split. What people choose is my guess.
Yeah, I believe that.
I'm guessing that people are gonna be very flip flop on that. So.
$1 million is a big deal. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
I'd like financial security, but I want to maintain my current lifestyle. I'd like to travel and go on trips. I'd like to have a nicer house. The house that we're building, I wouldn't want anything more than the house that we're building. Because if you get much more than that, you're ostracizing yourself. And
I'd really like a.
Did you know with $1 billion you could have gold plated everything?
who wants that? That sounds very
I
uncomfortable.
don't, but you could have
Sounds
it.
very uncomfortable.
Good is the thing. All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
We'll debate this later. Here we are. Matt's next story that he chose. Are you ready? Boyfriend bought a stripper on a boys' trip to Vegas. All right. OP writes, having a hard time over here. My 24 female boyfriend, 24 male, of 2 years went to Vegas with his friends for a baby shower.
What? Okay.
Parentheses.
Hang on.
Hold on. Parentheses. I know. OP writes, I know. I can just see the eye roll.
I love it.
Who the fuck goes to Vegas for a baby shower?
They probably live
do.
in Vegas.
Maybe.
He went to Vegas to visit friends that live there. It's got to be.
Maybe?
Who knows?
Okay.
Okay. Had bad feelings about the trip, but didn't want to seem controlling. Told him I wouldn't be comfortable with strippers and was told I didn't need to worry, that it wasn't even a concern. Well, they went to the strip club and he went to the back room and paid for a stripper. Dance and groping at the minimum. The boys returned to the trip and had planned to hide this from me, but he came clean because of the guilt. The day he told me, I drove 2 hours to his family's house to see him. We had sex, a nice brunch where he told me about the trip and left out the strippers, and I spent the morning gardening with his mom. He told me afterwards about him paying for a stripper under the guise he didn't think I'd be this mad, so didn't think he needed to tell me earlier. To add a twist, I have just been accepted to medical school and am heading into what was supposed to be one of the happiest times in my life. We had found a place to live together and had made plans for the future. I'm separate from my family, and this man and this group are basically the only people around me. The boys in this group were planning a surprise celebration party for me and had planned to keep all of this a secret. Feeling like I lost not only my partner, but my friends. I have to go into this new chapter alone and just feel so small. Am I overreacting by ending the relationship and removing myself from this friend group? I'm scared of doing this big transition alone.
This story to me is bizarre.
Baby shower.
Again, a baby shower. Seems odd that it's in Vegas and going out. I guess if you're there and you're with a bunch of people.
But also, why wouldn't she go with if it was a baby shower?
I also
Men
agree.
do not go to baby showers
Typically.
without. Yeah, I was going to get to there. Without their significant other. Typically,
Well, they're those like diapers and beer parties.
Yeah, it's called the diaper party. It's awesome.
Maybe she
a lot
had
of times
like
that's just
other
guys.
obligations.
Yeah, but then it would have said diaper party.
So then you're going out, and then you go and you get this slap. Probably, you're in the back room. You're getting a lap dance. You're getting groped, probably. I have never been to the back room, FYI, and everybody can vouch for me on that. Strip clubs, biggest waste of money ever. Mm-hmm. What a tease. Go
stay in the casino.
Just ridiculous. Agreed. I would much rather stay in the casino.
At least
you lose all my money.
Drinks are free then.
True.
You got to pay for that.
Why go and do this? Fine, you go and do it. Then why even open your mouth about it if you know you've already had the conversation up front? All right. So bad move, right? You've already said, hey, I promise we've had this conversation prior to me leaving. I'm not going to do anything crazy. We're not going to get any strippers. And then you go out and you get strippers. That should have been a phone call right there, right?
Like saying, right away.
Hey, the group ended up at the strip club. So we are at the strip club. I just wanted you to know we talked about it. I'm telling you right now up front. So
hey,
you're
babe,
not upset about it.
I'm currently in the back room right now getting a lap dance.
And then
that
you
should
go
not
home,
have happened, I think.
And you don't just immediately say, yeah, we actually, we ended up at the strip club. I just wanted you to know. No, you lied about it first and then circle back around to be like,
because of that guilt.
Well, you know what? He has a conscience. So there it is. He has owned up to it. He is telling you because he feels guilty. And now you're going to break up with him. I see why you would be upset, but at least he has enough respect for you to come out and tell you that he screwed up. So are you overreacting? Maybe. That's a hard one. He did fuck up. Truly, he did. Mm-hmm. But he should have just sealed his mouth and just...
He should have joined the last guy
in
the casino and stayed in the casino.
But after he did it, he should have...
What is worse, though, that's going to come out someday somehow. Is it worse to come out now, or is it worse to come out in 5 or 10 years and then you just wonder about the honesty in your relationship ever since? I would venture to say it would be worse because it's going to come out, because things like that always do. The guys are talking, she just overhears it because they're like razzing on you or whatever for going to the back room, and they forget that she's right there or something. It comes out, right?
You remember
what's worse?
You remember several episodes ago when I said, I don't want to know. When you went to Thunder Down Under, I don't want to know what happened to the back room.
Crikeys.
There's no back room. There's no.
You call that a knife?
Okay, so then here's the question. Then you said you don't want to know, like if cheating were to ever happen. Is this cheating?
Well, we've had this conversation on Two Hot Takes. We had this, and people remember this, probably remember the stripper episode. I took a lot of heat. People are going to say, no, I understand. I understand that they're going to say that it is cheating, that he cheated. He went, got a dance or whatever from a stripper. I would say no.
No what?
It's not cheating. If you got a lap dance from a stripper. But again, cheating is within what you set within the relationship. For your relationship, right?
So for her, this could have like constituted cheating. She could have like felt like this act of going into a back room, like this is what she considers cheating. Like a lot of people consider cheating. You and I may not consider that line cheating, right?
Well, and they probably never had that conversation before, which is odd because he was going to Vegas. So don't you think she would have raised some concerns ahead of time?
She did. She said they had the conversation about no strippers, though. So maybe they didn't have the conversation in such words. But when you say, hey, we're not going to go to the strip club.
Yeah. Okay.
You're breaking a boundary, and maybe he was like, we ended up at the strip club, blah, whatever. And here it is like, oh, well, you asshole, we said no strippers. We talked about this.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And that's a big waste of money.
My man. Strip clubs are the biggest waste of money.
I have been to the Hustler Club in Vegas. Everybody knows it. And it is the biggest ripoff ever. So just don't go.
I have never been to Vegas.
It's wild.
Somebody please take me.
Though
Not for the strippers.
Yeah,
for the entertainment.
The only plus side is we had a large enough group where I think we got 2 free drink vouchers because we had like 10 guys come in. So that was like a ploy to get you in the door, right?
Yeah.
But just, it was weird.
Yeah, it's still to this day, my only ever experience was on our 5-year anniversary during COVID when we went and got bottle service at Spearmint Rhino. And it it was actually probably I don't think I want to sully that memory, honestly, because it was a very nice experience.
What
it was
bottle
really fun.
did you get?
I have no idea.
Oh, so is that good? Okay. That's fun.
I don't know.
Yeah, we had fun.
Towards the end of the
And that also is
evening.
the other thing. Like sometimes strip clubs are not that way.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, you want to have a good time and you're with your friends and there just happens to be boobies around.
Yeah.
And that's what that is. But this, it's like, meh.
I don't know. I walked away thinking those women are so beautiful and so talented. I don't know.
They're
I
talented.
can't climb the pole like that.
No, not a chance.
Can you imagine like the thigh exercises you have to do to
You
hold
gotta
on
be
to that?
strong.
Yeah.
You need to be
Yeah.
strong in order to do that. All right. Ready for some comments?
Yes. Let's hear them.
Okay. I know it hurts to hear, but a lot of the times your boyfriend's friends are not your friends. They can be sneaky and then be like, hey, sis, at the end of the day, those are his homies and will be on his side. Kind of goes back to that loyalty thing with friends that we're talking about. They may still love you, right? Like, and be there for you and
Right.
and be your friends, but still, like, if you guys were to split, you're probably not going to be friends with those friends, right?
I can see that.
Sarah's coming
Yeah.
with me. Nate's going with you.
Very accurate.
Yes.
I'm going to the strip club.
It's not what he did. It's that you set a clear boundary that he agreed to, crossed, then hid from you until the guilt ate him up. You're not overreacting. However, he did come clean. He was honest, albeit late. This means you have an opportunity, if you want to re-examine the boundaries together and make sure that both of you can uphold them. Figure out what happened that night that caused him to do something he seemed to have no interest in doing prior. Maybe he was being unrealistic with himself and hurt you in the process. I think that's a really fair point.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what I was trying to get at earlier.
So my question also would be, is this the very first time that he's crossed that boundary and said he wasn't going to do something and then did it, or just like just destroyed your trust in him? If there are repeated things that where you feel like you can't trust him moving forward, then yes, I think that breaking up, moving on is one of the best things you can do. And guess what, girlfriend? You're going to med school. You know how many people you're going to meet in med school?
She's going to meet a lot of people.
She's going to meet so many people. Maybe her Prince Charming is actually just waiting for her in medical school.
Probably
And
going to
then
play out just like Grey's Anatomy.
have
I can see
similar
it now.
interests. And we just put my rose-colored glasses back on. They're going to live happily ever after, doing primary care, saving the world. Or maybe she marries a brain surgeon. All right, I have another story for you. It is a little bit of a long one.
All right.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
I will be ghosting the guy I'm in love with, and I am so angry at him for making me do this. I told myself before I even knew he existed that this would be my last attempt at dating anyone, that if it didn't work out, I was fine being on my own and I'd just be done with dating. I don't need someone to feel happy or complete. I have enough in my life that's made me pretty damn content with things, but it's nice to have someone to share those things with, and I for sure thought he was the guy I was going to be sharing that with indefinitely. After being single for about 3 years, I got back into dating. The first one that went past talking was a bust. I met Ben on a dating app and we had a conversation, and then we went radio silent for over a month. But once we got back in contact in November of last year, we never went more than a couple days without speaking. We would FaceTime for hours. We were both Single parents with neurodivergent children. Ben and I had very open and honest communication that up until now was maintained. My kids and my family love him. His son loves me and my kids. From the time we started talking and then dating, everything has been amazing. He was always telling me how much he loves and appreciates me. He'll cook me dinner and do the dishes after, cuddle whenever I want, and always wants to talk to me about anything and everything. When I talk to him, he listens and sympathizes and supports me. He never once has talked down to me or insulted me. Which is why, when he told me he was going to be driving up to New York City to pick up a friend from the UK that I had never heard of and go on a several months long road trip with her, culminating in him then moving to the UK for schooling, I was floored. It was midnight and we were in my car driving to his parents' house when he told me this. It was in the middle of nowhere, and we were going there to pick up tools to put my furniture together. So I basically shut down and didn't acknowledge anything he said with anything more than, you need to do what's right for you, and I need to do what's right for me. In my head, I'd already decided we were over, and I was in survival mode. I just had to get through the next couple of days, and then I'd just slow fade on him while he has this road trip with a random female friend I had conveniently never heard of before this. And then once he officially left, I could finally just completely block him everywhere. But he spent the next 2 days talking about the whole thing in a way that just infuriated me and was honestly so insulting. He kept saying he had to do this because he really wanted to go out and explore and see the world, which, yeah, I get and completely relate to. But we're single parents. It's not practical nor responsible to just up and leave your kids and go jaunt around the country for funsies without a care in the world. We are responsible for the lives we created, and he's just up and leaving his son because he has to go do this with his friend. He can't wait to do this with his son as a bonding experience between the two of them. He told me he wasn't doing this to sleep with other people, which in my experience is something someone says when that's exactly why they're doing it. And the knowledge that he's going on this trip with some woman he's never told me about, having what he thinks are going to be life-changing experiences with her and not his son or me or anyone close to him, is just mind-blowingly selfish and immature. I will say I'm not particularly hurt. I cried for about 5 minutes when I was alone, and then the rage and disappointment set in. I really don't understand how he thought he could make such a unilateral decision that would impact our relationship and my son's and his children's lives, and it would be totally fine with me. And I just smile and nod along like this whole thing wasn't completely bag of cats crazy. Like, he kept assuring me that he would fly back from the UK every few months to visit as if that would be totally fine. And I just go along with it because it's totally normal for the guy you're dating to abandon you and your children and his own child to go on a road trip with a random woman before moving to another country with her for an indefinite amount of time. I say this with all the sincerity in the world. What the absolute fuck? And now my kids are going to be devastated that they won't get to see someone they absolutely adore, and we won't get to see his son anymore. We love his son. I'm heartbroken. I won't get to see that sweet little boy anymore. Seriously, why the fuck did he have to be such a shithead? He left the day before yesterday for New York City and sent me a screenshot of where he was on his trip. I sent back a gif of David Rose saying, "Take care," while shutting the door and rolling his eyes. I am beyond done with him, but I'm just mad. I can't get over how mad I feel, like burn the world to the ground, angry. The fact that I'm aware of his existence at all is insulting to me on a molecular level. Oh, this woman has a way with words. I love it. I hope he has the road trip he deserves. And I hope I never see him again. Fuck you, Ben.
So to recap, that was a lot.
Whew,
they had been dating for 9 months, November until just recently. This is very current. And he is going on a road trip for 7 months with a woman and then going to school in the UK.
For an indefinite period of time with that woman that he went.
His child back in the US and bouncing out on this lady friend.
But don't worry, he's going to come visit every few months.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Let her have it.
Yeah. She is clearly not the asshole here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know anybody... I don't know.
That's, very unrealistic, I think, of him. Where is he living? In La La Land?
Yeah. I got this bitch from the UK. She's coming over. We're doing a 7-month road trip, and then we head back over across the pond.
Hey, I have a really good idea. Let's plan a road trip, you and I.
Yeah.
And then let's go overseas.
7 months?
Our wives got this shit.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I would love a trip with all the kids.
Okay. Wait, but when we go overseas, it's an indefinite amount of time, right? We're not telling them we're coming back.
And it's obviously not to have sex with anyone else. It's not for sex.
Yeah.
Obviously. Why would you want to do that? I mean,
at this point, it doesn't even matter. Like, that's just like, you're just straight up abandoning.
He's done. He clearly he's done with that relationship. He didn't have the wherewithal or the balls to have the conversation of, I'm checking out. This isn't what I want, and I'm moving on. And these are my feelings. These are my emotions. He was scared, and he wasn't going to put it out there. Extremely inconsiderate. Bad.
Does he think they're just friends? Does he not know that they're together and dating?
Maybe it was very casual. Maybe they never had, like, is this a serious thing?
It's just bizarre to me.
But if you're, like, introducing kids into this whole situation...
That's very sad. I can't believe that he'd leave his son for that long.
Like, you would have to be a very large moron to not, like, think about that, right?
I agree.
Yeah, so...
We have some edits.
Edits.
Edit. His son lives with his bio mom. They live 5 hours away round trip, so it's not feasible to have visitation with him. Also, Ben is still texting me. He and UK lady split up to do different things because they couldn't agree on how to spend their time.
Weird.
That was quick. I haven't responded and don't plan to. A very petty part of me wants him to keep texting so I can have a front row seat to the shit show this will be.
I love it.
This person...
OP, keep us updated.
OP, you seem like a gem. I feel like we'd be friends. Okay, hold on, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Anyway, I'm off to go to my oldest's school open house. I've already made plans to go stay at my brother's if he tries to come here on the way back. Edit number 2. But wait, there's more. Yeah,
I miss that ShamWow guy.
He's oblivious to it being over. Kind of like I was oblivious to the fact that he's been planning to move to another continent. All cap locks.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's a bold move, Cotton.
Every single person who's concerned for how he feels is more than welcome to try to get in touch with him and tell him that I'm the one who's a callous twat bag.
Twat. No, twat bag.
Seriously.
Haven't heard that one in a while.
Seriously, I'm not concerned with how he feels. He wasn't concerned with how I felt, but how guilty he felt for keeping me in the dark. That's the only reason he told me. Anyway, semi-disclosure because I'm not a complete asshole, but we both suffer from mental illness, which I will not be giving specifics about, but will say we are both properly medicated. I've considered the possibility of this being a mental breakdown, but he has been planning on moving for the entire time we were dating. Out of his house, not the UK. And no, he wasn't giving away any of his stuff. And if this were a mental breakdown, I would still be ghosting because the last time I was near someone who had a mental breakdown, they threatened to kill themselves with a shotgun in front of me and then aimed it at me. So maybe I want to avoid a repeat. Oh, wow, that's heavy. I'm not changing my mind about the ghosting. None of his explanations would make this better. If he had been planning this long term, then he lied by omission and strung me along. He doesn't deserve any type of leniency, and I don't feel like catering to the feelings of yet another man who doesn't give a shit about me. If any of you feel like he deserves a second chance, feel free to reach out to him at 1-800-I'm-a-twat.
I'm sorry, I read it before you got to it.
Maybe he'll take you to see the Grand Canyon.
I was going to ask if there was some mental challenges transpiring, but...
That is a wild story. Mm-hmm. And he clearly had been like planning this long before.
This is a dick move.
Yeah.
All around.
Major dick move.
Especially when there are kids involved.
Yeah.
Being that he was planning this the entire time. That dude. Unfortunately, his road trip, I hope the train just...
Sounds like it did.
What was that number again? 1-800...
I'm a twat.
I'm a twat. That's not enough numbers.
OP is so clever.
Yes.
She's really clever.
It is enough numbers.
Did it say ages? Because I'm going to guess.
No, it didn't, actually.
I gander very similar age to us.
I bet. I bet they're in their 30s. That's my guess.
She pulled out the old twat. So that's fun.
Yeah. So what do you think about her decision to ghost him? I think that is the debate
100%.
of like, am I the asshole for ghosting this guy?
Totally reasonable.
You don't need justification to stop talking to somebody. You don't need justification to move on, to eliminate that person from your life. It's not going to do you any good to keep that person around, to string that conversation around. It is unfortunate that kids were involved. The families were involved. You have built these relationships over 9 months. That's a long time to build relationships. And this dude is a complete fucking asshole. Move on. He's got issues. I don't care. He's clearly not medicated correctly, as she stated. It's just...
I mean, it could just be his life decision, though.
Yeah, maybe he is that much of an
just
asshole.
Just a loose cannon.
Could be.
So.
Yeah,
you're good. You're good, lady. Move on. Get on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder. Start swiping. It's all good.
Here's some comments.
Let's hear him.
Don't believe a word of the story he's telling you. This was his elaborate way to break up with you, but keep the door open if he changes his mind. Block him and keep him blocked.
And he totally did try to keep the door open because UK lady didn't work out shortly after. So
he I'm telling you, he wanted to break up. He didn't know how to express how he truly felt. You should have been like, hey.
Guys.
Oh boy.
How old is this guy? Like,
38.
Doesn't he work? Who's taking care of his kid? What grown-up is just up and leaves for a month's road trip? You are definitely doing the right thing. And his poor kid, like he's just going to leave him. And this dude doesn't see anything wrong with this. You should have told him what an ass he is and broke up with him before he left. And OP comments, he's 36. He quit his job. The whole thing is a clusterfuck.
Who the fuck at 36 just says, no, fuck it.
Out of here. Quit my job. Leaving my fucking kids. Out of here. No, it's bizarre. Wow. It's bizarre. Yeah. Clusterfuck is right. She's got it.
Here's another one. What I don't get is why you're bothering to slow play it. Rip the Band-Aid off and tell him you're done because he's a fucking moron, or just totally block him and let him get on with it. If he says he won't go on the trip or move to the UK, tell him it's too late. His stupidity to make that kind of decision on a whim isn't something you want in a partner. So you're done for good. Problem solved.
I will say, I give her props for wanting to fiddle fuck around. Just to have a front row seat.
Happens?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
I think she knows what she wants. She knows that she's being treated poorly and she's not wishy-washy about it. Yeah. She's like, I like that she knows her value and her worth and she's sticking up for it and she's holding her ground.
Mm-hmm. And I hope she's waiting for her opportunity to just call him out.
Well, would you like to hear about today I fucked up by showing my family a short video of me fingering my girlfriend?
I would love to hear that.
I don't know if I want to. But
Well,
it's boys' night.
Matt could read it because I'll be
I think
fumbling
boys' night
over my words.
is.
I haven't read the story. I just saw the title. And I was like,
the title's all that
Boys'
matters. Yes. So,
boys' night. Oh man.
yeah. Let's do it.
You're here with me. I can feel you. Solidarity. Here we are. So, anyone that has an Apple device may have noticed they do these memory videos for 2020. Anyways, I had just discovered this feature and was watching it with my girlfriend. Slowly, other immediate family members joined around us after having heard the chill music played along the montage. I've seen these. I've done, yeah. Recap your experience in this year. Yeah, I've seen those. Oh, no. They're usually very cute. They have like the generic little elevator music in the background, right?
I'm sorry. I could just like totally envision how this is going to go.
But wait, there's more.
And it's hilarious.
Okay. We saw some cute pictures of our pets, museum visits pre-COVID, my girlfriend and I spotting deer, us decorating our new apartment, time spent at my mom's house, visits to forest preserves, and other no-contact activities we did this summer and fall. And then it happened. About 3 minutes into the montage, it shifted from a picture to a short clip of me sliding 2 fingers into my girlfriend's vagina. Time froze. Someone said, "Oh my," in the tone of an antebellum age Southern lady.
Oh my.
And I whipped my phone down. People walked away. But in a proverbial fly on the wall would have collided with the amount of tension in the air, which would require more than a knife to cut. I'm now home, laying in bed, typing this, and thinking about how 30 years from now, this is going to be one of those embarrassing memories that keep me up at night. The end.
I would absolutely die.
I think
this is hilarious.
Actually, well, it's a little less embarrassing being the one with the fingers.
I think my mom would die.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Grandma.
Like, this is far less embarrassing to be the fingerer.
Because it's just your fingers in the shot and not your vajayjay?
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. That's tough.
I mean, this is hilarious because I know exactly like what transpired here. Those montages, the phone doesn't care.
No.
It just
Apple, you got to be smarter. This was 4 years ago though. They didn't have that kind of technology, but I would hope that Apple is now screening out the dick pics for these montages.
Or finger pics.
So I brought this into the fold partly because, one, hilarious, and I think we could talk about some of our most embarrassing moments. Do you guys have those moments in your life where you can think back on it and be like, that was it?
I know which one is yours, but we already talked about it, I think.
Nah, we talked about it on Midwest Married.
No.
We did talk about it on Two Hot Takes, but for
I know which one is yours.
Anybody that's going to rehear this story, I'm sorry, but I'll get to mine. Do you guys have any?
So this is very personal. I have an irrational fear of shaking hands.
Like ever since COVID or always?
No, not in the sense that you think I have a fear of shaking hands. No. So when it comes to doing the handshake, I have a fear of clasping too early. No, not that. Doing this.
Oh.
Fingernails into the palm.
It's a very odd phobia.
Yeah, but as the receiving end, that's fucking weird, right?
Well, how would that even happen?
Because you clasp too soon. Do you shake many hands?
Yes.
Okay, but imagine if I did this.
Have you ever done that?
Yes, one time, and it haunts me every day.
You have to wait for the embrace. If you just wait for the embrace,
I see the open hand. I'm like, Jesus Christ, here it is. I'm gonna do it again. It's awful. I just did this last night. My boss's boss.
I shake a lot of hands, and there is something about like when you get a bad handshake, you're like, oh, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll even call it out. Like, oh, we gotta do that again.
Do that again, yeah.
So, one way or the other, we were off. Retake. Yeah, it's bad. I have an irrational fear about driving off with the gas pump still in the...
That actually happened to a person that I know.
You?
And it...
You have done it?
I did.
Oh, no. So that means I know 2 people that have done that.
And you did it too?
No, absolutely not. I'm not that big of an idiot.
I did it.
When did you do that? How do I not know about this?
I don't even know.
Did you destroy the gas line pump thing?
They're made to be breakaway, so there's a reason why they're made to be breakaway, because it happens more often than you would hope.
Okay.
Actually,
has it ever happened to anybody who's listening?
Yeah.
I hope you
has it really happened?
Have torn off a gas pump.
I hope,
because it looks hilarious when you're driving around and
it didn't get that far.
When did this happen?
Well, then it doesn't count.
I tore the whole front of the gas pump, like the machine, off. The whole like plastic cover just went poof, and I stopped and I was like, holy shit.
Did you run into it?
No, the hose.
When
was on the other side?
Yeah, it was like hanging down like this.
Okay.
Car was here, right?
All right.
And the hose was on the edge, and I started to drive. It had enough force initially to pop that off. I hit the brakes, got out of the car, undid the gas pump, put it back. I walked inside. I said, here's the deal.
Hey, something's fucked up
This
out
is
there.
what I did. And she's like, did the gas line break? Did it go all over the ground? I'm like, no. She's like, you're good to go. I don't have to call the EPA. We're good. It's like, see ya. Out of here.
Matthew.
What?
When did this happen?
Yesterday.
Well, probably during our dark days.
Okay. I was like, this had to be happening when we were not like really together.
Hey,
it's not something you really admit to anybody either. That's like one of those things you just shut your mouth
That's
about.
You would
embarrassing.
tell me. I have suppressed mine. I have put it so far deep into, if I have
So you know
one.
what
That's
it
healthy.
is.
That's healthy.
No, I don't know. I literally can't think of anything that's been actually, but not.
Oh, she found one. So
I don't think I'm going to share it with the world.
you are going to share right now. Yes. Yep. Amy found one. Here we go.
You need to
Here we
be
go.
better at suppressing.
Here we go. I have one of those moments. The same moment that OP is feeling. It was Amy's 18th birthday, and I had worked it out with family to be out of the house. I was going to cook dinner, and I was going to cook dinner. That was my birthday present to Amy. So they were going to leave and allow us to cook dinner. Well, dinner never really happened. Some bedroom activities happened very early in the evening.
The kitchen was very clean.
It was. And we started fooling around and...
Not in the kitchen. Anyway, go ahead.
Could have been. Doesn't matter where it happened. And then there was a knock on the door. So
no.
I, at the time, only had boxers on, so I threw a pair of jeans on. But things were still erect, and
It happens.
At attention.
if you don't zip your fly, things just happen to pop out. So I answered the door to my mother saying she forgot her purse, and then she was like, Matt, put your dick in your pants. I died right there. I turned around. I walked away. Mother grabbed her purse and left the house. I understand OP, and it was horrific.
So did it go midnight to 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The things were done. Sadly, there was no happy endings during that 18th.
You did make me lasagna. I remember the lasagna. It was very nice.
So anyways, there's my most embarrassing moment. But yeah, he did F up. He should have watched the montage first. And again, if it's 2020, maybe, again, he didn't know what was coming. He didn't know how that montage worked.
She did.
Okay, you want to hear my most embarrassing moment?
Yeah, now that you've worked through that.
I'm going to go back to suppressing it momentarily, and I won't give details. And it did not happen with you, Matt. It happened prior to you.
Was it on a beach?
No, but I repressed that one as well. We're not going to talk about that one.
We are going to talk about it in one of the next episodes.
Not today. So my most embarrassing moment was when Mom, if you're watching, just zoom ahead.
Don't watch.
I skipped school in high school once.
Is this a Ryan story? Uh-huh. I know this one.
I skipped school. So sometimes when you have really, really straight A children who are rule followers and don't break any of the rules, they learn that actually everybody just thinks they don't break the rules. And then they're very good at forging their parents' signatures to say they've got a dental appointment, and no one questions it because you're such a good kid. So that was me. And so I skipped school one afternoon, and I met my then boyfriend at his house. And, things got a little bit hot and heavy, and then we heard the door open and close. And mind you, this was the same boyfriend whose family did not allow dancing because of religious reasons.
What?
So...
Sorry, there's no fun here.
So clearly this teenage boy was not on the same page with the family morals and ideals at that time in his life. And so things were happening, and we hear a door close, and then we hear a door open, and it is the door to the bedroom, and I am half clothed, and his father walks in the door, and he goes, "Oh." And he turns around and walks away, and I am like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." We both we look at each other. We're like, do not know what to do.
When you say you're half clothed, was it your top half on or your bottom half on?
Or just half your clothes missing?
I don't even know. I just know scantily clad. I had clothing of some sort on my body, but scantily clad.
I figured as much.
Yes. So, yes. Did the total walk of shame.
I had my hat and my socks on. We're good. Half my clothes.
No. I had important clothes on. Just not that much.
My cufflinks.
So did the total walk of shame out of the house, and that dad, I mean, I'm sure he had a stern talking to with his son, but they never told the mom. They kept that under wraps. That was a secret because they knew if mom knew, oh man, she wasn't going to just burn his CDs again like she did last time.
Because secretly, it was
Dad was
high five.
Dad was high five. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Son,
all right, listen.
Don't do that again. But hey, bring it here. Right here.
Yeah. You really shouldn't be doing that.
You guys
in
are
your mother's
awful.
house. But
Just saying.
I'm proud.
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. He was so nice. I really liked his dad. I mean, his mom was nice too, but
He liked you too. Not that way. Come on.
Yeah. Do you have a most embarrassing story?
Don't. No, I just block everything out.
You? Okay, so you suppress it too.
Yeah.
You just bury it deep
come
down.
on. You don't got nothing?
Nothing. I mean, not at the top of my head. Like, you know what? I'll think about it.
Okay.
And I'll bring it back next time.
All right. So
Hey, wait
that
a
was
minute.
fun.
Okay. Do you want to hear any comments?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
those were our
Hit
comments.
us with some comments. You heard ours. So
Here we go.
Nate's going to come back on another episode with his most embarrassing moment.
Here's a top comment. This happened to me, except my husband was showing pictures of a car he had on his phone and came across pictures of my lady parts with his digits involved to an 80-year-old friend who we were visiting in the nursing home. My hub actually stops for a minute on one of the pics and says, "Whoa, what's that?" Then accidentally swipes the wrong way onto 2 more pictures before swiping back to the cars.
Let's go.
My eyes were like saucers. My face was red, and then it all went red. But I had to play it cool until I could release that WTF later properly on him.
So the best move, if she was on her shit, would have been like, "Who the fuck is that?" That would have been been better.
What they have going for them is this was an 80-year-old, so they
I
probably
know,
they
but-
just need their glasses. Maybe it was a little.
You got to shift embarrassment. Really, is what you got to do.
It's probably the most action that the person's ever seen
I know,
in the
right?
last decade.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm all dry as shit.
Actually, though, nursing homes are one of the areas
Horniest places ever?
Yes, where STIs
No way.
run rampant because there's no risk of getting pregnant, so nobody's wrapping it up. So then it just spreads like wildfire.
Nobody can get hard.
There's Viagra, Cialis.
Does that work on like 85-year-olds?
Yes, and there are some men that still can get it up.
All right. Well, if I last till 85, I'm
You'll be very happy.
gonna come back and I'll be like, "Hey,
I mean, typically it's
So-
the non-smokers.
didn't work."
Smoking causes erectile dysfunction. So don't
Pass.
smoke. Don't smoke. It's not the only thing, but it's a contributing factor.
Different story. Different time.
My cousin accidentally posted himself
Oh, Jesus.
jerking off on Facebook. Apparently, he meant to share with a long-distance fling he had, but he did post an apology for anyone who saw that and that his phone is fucked up, LOL. Several family members, including my grandmother, saw this. The funniest thing is the notification to your phone, Steven is live on Facebook.
No. Wait, no. Okay. Was it posted or was it live?
It was live.
That's a jeez.
That's an oops.
That's an oops. I once accidentally
Oh my
posted
God.
to
And his
Facebook.
grandma saw it.
Ooh. I once accidentally posted to Facebook like a screenshot of the confirmation that I paid my credit card bill. People were very
With
kind
your account numbers and
no, because they don't do all that.
Yeah.
Right. But plenty of people were like, "Oh, hey, I think this was a mistake." And they were very helpful. I took it down right away. That was a whoop. So I can see how mistakes happen.
I would have been
You
like,
didn't go live and jerked off for Facebook.
I would have just said, I'm very financially responsible. I'm trying to teach y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, I am. However, okay. Another person said, "I have secondhand mortification." Parentheses. Guess she had the first hand.
Heyo.
These comments. Oh my God, I'm here for the comments.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the time Amazon Fire started automatically slide showing my dick pics on my family TV for months. No one said anything.
That is it. It's just funny because yes, you could just like portraits.
Yeah, here we go.
And if you took a dick pic in portrait mode, it would show up.
Oh, look at that cute little boy. So cute.
That
Yes, we're looking at the
and so yeah, like
automatic little video montages.
That's awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah. You need to those videos.
Holy
you need to put
delete
in
'em.
a private album that's like private, like top secret.
Lock it down.
You got to lock
it
those down. You can't just have that in
Like
your
there
normal
are
album.
actual apps out there where you can download a hidden app where it looks like a calculator, and then you put all your secret stuff in that application, and then you need to enter a certain formula in order to open.
Oh, really?
Like a mathematical formula? Really?
Do you have this on your phone?
I do not, but I have a friend that does, and the videos that are in that
It's a calculator.
vault.
It's a calculator.
Let me guess. It's 69 times 69 equals 420.
Does it?
No.
Who are you people?
So
Skibbity
yes,
Ohio
that
Riz.
does exist in
It's
the
wild.
universe. And that person,
Have you ever sent dick pics
Yeah.
or intimate
Yeah.
photos? Yeah.
have you sent some naughty pics?
Yeah.
Well, when we were long distance,
We did, yeah.
a time or two, but not often. And I felt like I was very careful about it. And I never included my head in the photos. And it was just, I'm paranoid of things getting out. So
There you go.
anyway,
We did share a few back and forth.
good luck sleeping. One Christmas day about 4 years ago, I was Chromecasting on the parents' TV some holiday snaps. Girlfriend and I were not long back from an overseas vacation. Most of the family were there and expressed interest to see photos. So made a Google Photos folder called Holiday beforehand, dragging and dropping 200 or so photos and videos without really much thought. Chucked it on a 65-inch screen, had it on auto scroll with myself and my girlfriend narrating as the pics and vids went by, all going well till about halfway in, and then
And this is
Bang.
us getting intimate. Close
I
your
will
eyes.
say,
bang, hold on. Just a nice old snapshot of the missus staring directly down the lens, enjoying a big old drag on my bong. Exactly as you experienced those few seconds before I managed to fumble for the TV remote and turn the TV completely off felt like an absolute eternity. It's a memory that forever haunts me, and I couldn't begin to imagine how she felt.
You gotta move on. We gotta move on. This is ridiculous.
These comments are so
Can you
good.
imagine?
So funny.
what your manhood looks like on a 65-inch TV, though? It's like half the
It's
room.
huge.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We can move on.
We got.
Oh
we have
my.
to.
It literally has me in tears. This is hilarious. Very well written. Anywho, yes. Boys' night. Okay. Last one. We ready?
Let's go.
Am I the asshole for not canceling a boys' trip upon my wife's request? So here's the backstory. Me, 33 male, and my wife, 32 female, have a 1-year-old son. Back when he was 5 months old, my friends and I began planning an annual golf trip that would take place 6 months later. As soon as we had tentative dates and location, I asked my wife if it was okay to go. She gave me approval and I began to plan. I found an Airbnb and booked flights. Fast forward to 5 months later. A couple of weeks before the trip, our son was in the midst of a sleep regression and he was waking up several times each night. My wife still breastfed him and he would not accept me when he'd wake up upset. As a result, she was doing all of the tending to him during the nights. One day, she approached me and said she didn't want me to go anymore and that I needed to stay home because she was afraid it would be too much for her alone. I told her that I understood why she was anxious about it, but she had agreed to me going already, and I'd committed about $1,000 plus had the Airbnb in my name for all 12 of us. This evolved into an argument, and she was very mad that I would not change my mind. I told her that I'd gladly return the favor on a trip if she wanted to plan one and encouraged her to do so. During my trip, she sent me texts and called me very upset. When I returned home, we had another argument about it. We've since reconciled, but I know her stance on it has not changed, nor has mine. Am I the asshole?
No. Not the asshole.
Tell me more.
You've already committed. It's gone too far.
Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, no, you already committed $1,000 plus the Airbnb is in your name. sorry. It's got to go on. It's got. It's not like he can breastfeed. Am I right?
This sounds like a wife problem.
No, it's very unfair to say, but it is. Like, if you're like he said, he was actively trying, like the child refused. It's unfair. But that's what it is. So.
I think that your perspective is a very common perspective. I think that men often feel like they don't have anything to contribute in the situation where the wife is breastfeeding and she's doing the majority of the work anyway, and they've already got things going on, and it's money lost if they don't go. But here's what I read when I read this story is that wife is going to you and saying, I am drowning and I cannot do this by myself. And if you go, I'm going to be by myself and I'm going to be expected to do this by myself when I cannot handle this. And I am like here asking for you to support me and get through this. And for her, it's probably worth $3,000. She's like, I will sacrifice $3,000 to not have to do this by myself because I'm telling you, I can't do this. And maybe she will survive. She survived. They reconciled. But that's what I'm hearing from this because that's what I've felt during the infant years while you're breastfeeding and doing all of that. And perhaps it's correct that, baby does not, baby only wants mom right now. Baby only is breastfeeding right now. Maybe dad doesn't really know what to do during those situations, but he can support her in so many other different ways by doing all the other things that needs to happen in the household. He can do laundry and dishes, and if they have other kids, get the other kids off to school, or just wash her pump parts, or
That's a lot.
Be there with her.
How is there so many parts to a pump?
I agree, honestly.
Like, what the fuck?
It's difficult. There are a lot.
It's a whole dishwasher's worth.
You're lucky if your wife is allowing you put those very necessary parts in the dishwasher. Usually it's hand wash only.
You can't wash everything, and then you got that sweet little.
You have to use a specific.
Thing.
Yes,
you
have to use.
You guys have that grass dryer? Yeah.
You have to use a specific kind of soap because the film that's left on those parts. Yep. See, okay, but here's the deal. Yeah, that's a lot. But if he leaves, she's doing all of the baby work, and all of that other work. She's doing all of it. And maybe she's working at a year end also, and she's trying to juggle pickup and drop off. And she's like, this is just too much. I've been asked to comment on length of trip and if I coordinated help for her before I left. I did coordinate help, but she wasn't comfortable with someone else watching him at that point. The trip was 2 days, 3 nights.
A weekend.
Yep.
Friday through Sunday night. And
I get your grievances, but it's not that long.
I'm going to let her rip. I hear you. We've done this battle. But this is right up our alley. Here we go. I understand. I get it. I don't know what kind of support system they have. If these grievances are brought up early enough, it should be on the forefront to where the husband is then saying, okay, what friend can we have? Who are you closest with? Is it Sarah? Is it Krista? Is it your mom? Is it your sister? Okay, so who are those people that are closest to you? And then at the end of the day, let's figure out how we can make this happen, because we have been planning this 3-day trip. 3 days. I don't know what they're doing on this trip.
3 nights.
Boys trip. So here we are. We've planned it for the last 6 months. 3 days. I understand that it's a lot. I understand that things are happening. Your child is going through some things. You're going through some things. But let's figure it out. Let's figure out how we can make this happen so you are comfortable. And it doesn't have to be anybody else watching the baby. You can do that. But just as you pointed out recently, somebody to come here, do the dishes, cook the food, wash the parts. The husbands can tell your best friend, hey, Sarah, get your ass over here. I'm going to give you $100 a day to take care of my wife. That's it. You're her maid for the weekend. That's it. And you got to arrange that. So over 3 days to get this upset, it's 3 days, 6 months in planning, $1,000. I get it. And I'll give you a little bit if it really meant that much to you, where you were finally like, no, you're not going. I'm not having anyone or anybody, anything coming here other than you. Seems unreasonable to me, but we'll call it growth. I'd say, fine, I'll cancel the guy's trip, but I am then the asshole.
And that wasn't laid out. She never said, don't go, right? Or did she?
She asked, right?
She asked him not to go.
She asked him not to go. Hey, I don't want you to go.
Hey, you should probably not go. Be like, hey,
Depends
you're
on-
not fucking going. I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm staying home.
One day, she approached me and she said she didn't want me to go anymore and that I needed to stay home because she was afraid it would be too much for her alone.
Okay.
She's afraid. She's going to you and telling, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I don't think I can do this.
I still don't know the verbiage. Because men are stupid. You really need to lay it out for us. Be like, hey, don't fucking go. Be like, okay, I'm staying home.
Really, would you? Honestly.
If it was that verbiage, you bet I would stay home. Sorry, I'm staying home.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not. No, if it was that exact verbiage, I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, sorry.
Okay,
guys.
so wives, there's your encouragement to be direct
You need
and
to tell your husband what you want, and they'll do it.
Do you
You
think
need to be very clear because we're dumb as a box of rocks.
I'm not trying to be the bad guy here, and I think I might be.
You're definitely that guy.
I might be the bad guy here. You wouldn't say, hey, Cassie.
I mean, there would definitely be some negotiation, but
let's-
if she flat out said, "Hey, you need to stay the fuck home,"
So you would first negotiate. Hey, let's bring your
100%,
sister
yes.
over. Let's bring
Yes.
your mom
No,
over.
I
Let's-
would do all the legwork ahead of time.
You
try to
planned
figure
it.
that
This
out.
is
Yes.
your guys'
Yep.
trip.
Yeah.
You planned it. You brought us to Vegas.
Yeah.
You brought us to that golf course. You paid the deal. It's your hotel. It's in your name.
Yep.
You're
But
gonna-
also, I wouldn't be dumb enough to do that with a sub 1 year old. So,
Cheers to that.
yep.
it was very close to one.
Because that'd be foolish.
Yes.
All right. You know
right.
what? I'll be the
Because
bad guy.
yes.
So here's
No. You're
And
not the bad guy.
I would ultimately. I would. There's been some growth. All right. I'd stay home. There's gonna be an episode, you guys, and it's gonna be rough for Amy and I because we're gonna rehash some real shit over fishing league. But damn it,
It's not rehashing. It's just
Just a
being
recap.
vulnerable about
Yeah.
something that was really difficult for us.
yeah.
That kind of was similar to this situation. So to recap, I think that we're all in agreement here that it would be reasonable for him to be like, how can we make you comfortable with me going for 3 days? He can take the legwork and be like, I can make you meals and have all your meals prepared. So that takes the pressure off of you. Maybe we could get your mom to come stay with you. Not my mom, your mom. Very important. Your best friend, your sister, so forth. Someone that you can be completely vulnerable and yourself with.
and comfortable.
And
'Cause-
comfortable, that you don't have to play hostess to.
Yep.
Someone who's going to come in and take care of you, and there's going to be zero fear of judgment because your house is a mess, the baby is crying, you're sleep deprived, you're
Okay.
having to go to work, all of the things. And if she is still scared and uncomfortable, then and says, no, absolutely not, I just don't think I can do it right now, then if you're a good husband, a good partner, you're going to say, okay, we will forfeit the $3,000 and I won't go on this trip. And we're going to figure it out because it's a drop in the bucket when it comes down to it. And your job is to support your spouse.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, we have one last final story.
Mm-hmm.
We teased it earlier, but here we are, Nate. It's your story.
The old balloon
It's
knot.
for you.
Here it is. Today I fucked up by shaving my butt and joining my friend group's best butt competition while being a guy.
So can I enter this?
Or are we in? You know, this also struck a chord with me for anybody that listens to Two Hot Takes, because Morgan on multiple occasions has brought shaving your a-hole, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I have in the past once.
How do you
way
see?
back in the day? And,
No need.
And it is just, after that, it's uncomfortable. Hair's growing back. It's pokey. It's pricky. It doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. But there's also, her argument is peanut butter, right? Slap peanut butter on your arm. Poop, right? That's her example. But if you put peanut butter on your arm
Dingleberries.
and you take then toilet paper and you wipe your arm, you can't tell me that there's not still peanut butter on your arm.
Yeah.
So
That's why most of the rest of the world has bidets.
back to bidets. So here we are. This is why this story got brought up. You're here. You're with us. Let's do it.
Let's see the balloon knot.
So first of all, I'm a 19-year-old guy and everyone involved in the butt competition was between the ages of 18 and 20.
What competition?
This is a throwaway account as I don't want my friends to know my actual Reddit account.
Thank God.
So it all started around a week ago when some girls in my friend group came together and started drinking. They started boasting about their butt. And the next thing you know, they wanted to do a best butt competition. I wasn't there, so I don't know the details, but we were sent a message in the group chat. Rules were simple. If you wanted to join, you just had to send a pic of your butt to this certain girl who would present them anonymously to 8 guys, and they would all vote for the picture of the best butt.
Okay,
Well-
hold up.
It's a group of girls, and they are reaching out to a group of random people, apparently, guys and girls.
Friends.
And this individual is male, correct?
Yes,
Okay, but
the
they're
one
showing
writing
it-
this.
And
OP
they're going
is
to
a male.
show it. The judges are 8 dudes.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's why I was like, hold up, what? Okay, carry on.
Well, I thought it would be funny to join, but I knew that they wouldn't take it seriously because my ass is naturally extremely hairy. So I did the most logical thing at the time. I shaved it. I took the shaving equipment I normally use for my face, switched the knives, and went ham. Well, this is where the first problem came in. The stupid person I am didn't lock the door. My mom walked in on me shaving my ass. She just awkwardly giggled away and I turned extremely red. She didn't say anything, so I thought she would just ignore it. Well, she didn't. She started Googling. That evening, she asked me to come to the dinner table to talk. My father ran away, so I knew it would be bad, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. She wanted to talk about intercourse safety in a homosexual relationship.
Oh, my Lanta.
Keep in mind, I'm not actually gay. She was extremely well prepared. Highlights of that evening were practicing with a condom and a cucumber, the dangers of gay sex without lube, and a brief summary of objects I should definitely not put in my butt, such as lamps and beer bottles.
And
She
toy
would
cars.
not listen to any of my denying and would just say, "It's okay. Your dad and I still love you."
Oh.
P.S. I love this mom.
Where is this dad saying, honey, stop?
Well, he left. He ran away. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
This mom is fabulous. I could see this mom being a Midwestern mom, just like, let
But
me bring
see-
you out some casserole and we're going to talk about this.
That is more embarrassing, though.
But it's important things to talk about.
I
She's
know,
doing
but
it.
like,
You
it's
know
just
what the
like,
best part is?
jeez, mom.
Is that
She didn't
It's
believe
just
him.
body hair, right? It's just body hair.
Well,
and so he was
okay.
getting rid of it. And she thought her son was gay.
And he never
which is
specified.
Fine, which is fine. But to just, all right, we're going to have a homosexual sex talk.
I love this mom.
That's
No,
great.
you know what? Props to her. But
props.
You probably shouldn't assume that
should've-
your son is gay just because he's shaving his ass.
And also, yes.
He
and
could be
here's
entering a best butt contest.
Yes. And also, there was no clarification. Where was he at on the butt when he was shaving it when she walked in? Because if it was cheeks, that's totally reasonable, right?
I
You
don't
ever shave your
know.
butt? You ever shave your butt?
Or are you shaving your butt whole?
No, you.
I don't
I'm asking you.
I don't have a hairy butt.
No, I'm not talking about your cheeks.
My balloon knot's very
Guys,
hairy,
there's
though.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
Have you
gosh.
shaved that?
Oh my goodness.
No, because I can't see it.
There's
I think Cassie one time said she'd shave it for you.
Yeah,
I think one time your wife said that she would do that for you.
probably.
Did that ever happen?
No.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to get at.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
there's more to the story. Here we go.
Let's go.
I thought the worst part was over, so I sent a picture of my shaven butt to the girl that was collecting them. 2 days later, the 9 pictures of all the contestants were sent,
All 9.
all without any distinguishable features to the 8 boys. So one thing you should know is I do have quite a good butt. I got pretty good genes in that aspect, and I've been skating since I was 14. I now skate around 60 kilometers a week, and skating
European.
Hockey boy.
and skating is an incredible way to get a firm, round butt. You can probably see where this is going. I won with a total of 5 out of 8 votes.
Nice.
One picture got 2 votes, and one got 1 vote. The fallout from this was not that big. Some of the more prideful girls wanted to start some drama, but they didn't want to admit that their butt lost to a boy. I didn't talk a lot with them anyway, and COVID makes drama a little more difficult, so that was simply ignored by most of us. Our mixed-gendered trip to a lake when lockdown would end did turn a guys-only trip, as some of the girls suddenly didn't really feel like going, and the rest didn't want to go to a lake with such a one-sided girl-boy ratio. I do want to say that most of the girls did think it was hilarious on some sort of level, and that on one sort of level, and the one that didn't are famous in our group for being extremely prideful. It is, however, extremely awkward to talk with most of them, as they now look at my ass quite frequently. It doesn't stop with this, by the way. I was gaming with my friends today, and we started talking about the butt competition. We kept it anonymous, which butt was from what person, and the people that voted didn't know who won yet, and I did not know who the guys that voted were. Well, the guy I was gaming with happened to be one of the people voting. He said he couldn't choose between 2, and so he started masturbating and voted for the one he came on.
Oh, no.
I said something along the lines of, "That's gross AF." He then said something like, "You would understand if you saw the butt," and then proceeded to send the picture he voted for via Snapchat.
Oh, he's going to be so disappointed.
It was mine.
That's going to be like his worst tap. He's going to be like,
I think the girls need to come out and be like, surprise. Or he should actually be like, just so you know. Wasn't only girls' butts in that competition, and here you go.
Well, he didn't tell him, but I now have to live with the knowledge that a good friend of mine came on a picture of my shaven ass. Edit. All right. This became a lot more popular than I thought it would be. I'm happy my awkward life is as amusing to random strangers on the internet.
That is awesome. That's funny. You know what? For being college age, for being 19 to 21, honestly, only 9 butts. You're only able to wrangle 9 ass pics.
that's it?
I wouldn't have done that. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I could think of like a dozen people right now.
Hey, You know how I was loving on his mom, though? Mm-hmm. He goes on to say, yes, my mom is a great person. She was raised in an extremely strict Catholic household. She stayed a Catholic, going to church twice a week, but never wanted her kids to feel forced to be anything that they're not. So
she's a real G.
She really is.
Yeah.
She's the winner of this story, I think.
Well, I don't care who you're shaving your butt for, but I'm proud of you.
For anybody that's listening, watching, Nate's wife just walked into the door. Hey, Cassie.
Yeah.
Nate ever shave his butthole?
No.
Ah,
See? I told you.
proof.
Yeah.
On that note, everyone, this has been a bizarre boys' night.
Thanks for being with me.
Thanks for being with Amy. We appreciate you. Please follow, like, subscribe. And Nate,
Definitely follow.
you gonna come on again someday?
Definitely.
All
Just
right.
not on this guy's butt.
Deal.
Oh my God. Cheers.
Pictures were included.
Cheers.
Cheers.
No, they were not. Let's see that.